Have you ever felt it? That strange pull in your chest, the weight in your gut when you enter a certain room, or the quiet hum of peace when you stand barefoot on the earth? Most people think it's just emotion or maybe hormones, but what if I told you what you're feeling is energy, not metaphor, not mysticism, but the real, measurable life force that has guided ancient civilizations for thousands of years? In India, they call it prana. In China, it's chi. In Japan, ki. And in the West, we barely speak of it, but it's there, silently moving through us like wind through trees. Energy is the force that animates life itself. It is the breath behind your breath, the beat between your heartbeats. It flows through invisible rivers inside your body, nadis, meridians, chakras, and connects you to everything around you, the earth, the air, the sky, every living thing. You are not separate. You are not alone. You are a thread woven into the fabric of the universe. And that fabric is energy. But here's the part no one talks about. When energy flows freely, you feel alive, inspired, connected. But when it becomes blocked by fear, grief, stress, trauma, it begins to rot inside you. Yes, rot. Because stagnant energy is like stagnant water. It breeds disease. That headache you can't explain, that chronic fatigue, the sudden wave of anger or anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere, they're not always physical. They're energetic. They're signs your inner current is clogged, muffled, disconnected from its source. And let me be very clear. This is not about religion. It's about awareness. It's about remembering that your body is more than skin and bone. You are a living field of light and vibration, constantly receiving, radiating, and responding to unseen forces. Ancient mystics understood this. They didn't need EEG machines or quantum physics to tell them what their bodies already knew. They simply listened, felt, trusted. They practiced silence. They observed the breath. They honored the body as a sacred vessel, and they knew this one truth. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. Albert Einstein. So why does your energy feel heavy? Why does it feel like something invisible is holding you back, draining you, keeping you small? Because something is, and it's not external. It's you, your thoughts, your fears, your daily habits, the clutter in your room, the food you eat, the way you speak to yourself in silence. You are either feeding your energy or let that sink in. This is not a message of fear. It's a call to awakening, to remember that the most important work you will ever do is the work of restoring your inner current. If you've made it this far, you already feel it. That quiet recognition inside you, like an ancient part of your soul, is finally being spoken to. Don't ignore it. Stay with me, because we're just getting started. In the next moments, I'll take you deeper into the lost practices of the sages, the forgotten wisdom of breath, posture, and presence. Because this is not just a video. This is a remembering. If you feel the truth in these words, hit that subscribe button now. You're not here by accident, and you're not meant to walk this path alone. Let's go deeper. So now that you know, now that you've felt that quiet force within you, let me ask you a difficult question. When was the last time you truly felt light? Not just physically, I mean light in your chest, light in your soul, unburdened, unstuck. You see, most people walk around like batteries on 3, barely functioning, barely present. But we weren't meant to live like this. You weren't born to survive. You were born to flow, to expand, to radiate. But something happened, didn't it? Somewhere along the way, your energy got blocked. Maybe it was heartbreak, maybe it was failure, maybe it was a lifetime of silent beliefs. I'm not enough, I can't do this. Why even try? And when those beliefs settled in, your energy froze. You became a dammed river. And here's the truth no one wants to admit. Energy blockages don't just stay in your mind, they settle in your body. A clenched jaw, a tight chest, that pain in your lower back that doctors can't quite explain. It's all stored emotion, stuck vibration, unreleased pain. But it doesn't have to stay that way, because energy, like water, wants to move. And the moment you create space, it rushes in. Let me show you how. In ancient India, they spoke of prana, the life force carried by the breath. Not just air, but vital energy. You could be breathing 1,000 times a day and still be starving inside if you're not breathing consciously. Have you ever watched a baby sleep? Their whole body rises and falls like waves. That's how we're meant to breathe. Try it with me now. Close your eyes, breathe in deep, all the way into your belly, and let it go. Again. in and out. Feel that? That's not just oxygen. That's life entering your system. This is breathwork, one of the oldest and most powerful tools to reset your energy field. It's not magic. It's biology fused with intention, and it works. But breath alone is just the beginning. There's also movement, not just exercise, but conscious movement. Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga. These practices were not created for flexibility or weight loss. That's modern distortion. No, these were rituals of energy mastery. Each posture, each flow was designed to clear blockages, to unstick the soul, to reconnect you to the divine rhythms of the universe. And then there's stillness. Yes, stillness. We live in a world obsessed with doing, going, hustling, but energy thrives in balance. Too much movement without stillness becomes chaos. Too much stillness without flow becomes stagnation. That's why the Buddha sat beneath the tree. That's why prophets went into the desert. That's why mystics retreat into silence, because in the stillness, we hear what noise drowns out. Be still and know. Stillness is not emptiness. It is fullness without motion. It is presence. Now, some people ask me, can energy be healed instantly? Sometimes yes, often no, because energy healing is a relationship, not a transaction. It requires listening, patience, repetition. Think of it like tending a sacred fire. If you feed it daily, it burns clean and bright, but ignore it and it chokes in ash. That's why rituals are so important. And here's a simple one you can begin tonight. Before sleep, sit at the edge of your bed. Place one hand over your heart, the other on your belly. Close your eyes, breathe, and whisper, I call back all my energy from today. Anything I gave away, I now return to myself. Then be silent. Let the energy return. This is not pretend. This is not symbolic. This is realignment. Because every conversation, every distraction, every digital notification, they all take a piece of your energy. If you never call it back, eventually you forget what wholeness feels like. So call it back. Let your room become sacred again. Let your breath become prayer. Let your body become a temple. And slowly you'll begin to notice that tension in your neck, gone. That heaviness in your chest, lifted. That emptiness inside, filling. This is the beginning of energy mastery. Not as an idea, but as a lived, breathing experience. If something inside you feels lighter already, subscribe to this channel. There is more to come. Because in the next part, we'll explore the forgotten wisdom of energy healers and the danger of ignoring your inner current. You won't want to miss it. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man who wandered deep into the Himalayas searching for truth. He met saints, sages, mystics, all speaking in riddles and symbols. But no matter how many books he read or temples he visited, peace escaped him. One freezing night, sitting alone under a black sky, the man broke. Tears poured. His body shook. His faith collapsed. And in that moment of absolute surrender, he whispered, I give up. If truth is real, show me. I have nothing left. And then silence. Not dramatic, not divine thunder, just silence. But in that silence, for the first time, he felt it. The hum, the pulse, the invisible thread that connected him to the tree, the wind, the stars, the energy. It was always there. He just hadn't been still enough to feel it. My friend, what if I told you? You don't need to go to the Himalayas to find this. You are the temple. You are the mystic. You are the field where divine energy dances. The only thing you must do is remember. Now let's speak plainly. You've learned in part one that energy is not just a metaphor. It's the living current of your existence, shaping your mind, body, spirit. In part two, we unblocked the invisible wounds. You learned how breath, movement, and stillness can realign your vibration. But here, now, it's time to master it. And this part is where most people quit, because mastery takes radical awareness. It's not enough to do yoga once a week or meditate when things get hard. You must live energetically awake. You must walk into a room and feel its vibration. You must speak only words that elevate, not drain. You must choose food, people, and thoughts that nourish, not poison. Because here's the truth. Your reality isn't created by what you think. It's created by what you consistently believe and feel. That's why affirmations only work when backed by emotional energy. That's why prayers without presence fall flat. And that's why most people never manifest their dreams. Not because they're cursed, not because they're unlucky, but because they're carrying too much energetic noise to hear the call. So today, I offer you a new path. Not a quick fix, not a hack, but a revolution within. Start by creating a sacred space, not just in your home, but in your daily rhythm. Wake up and ground. Walk barefoot in the grass. Put your hands on a tree and feel its roots in the earth. When you eat, eat slowly. Taste the energy of your food. When you speak, mean every word. And when you love, love with your whole being. You are not a machine. You are not a product. You are a field of energy, capable of healing, creating, transforming reality itself, but only if you wake up to it. Because energy flows where attention goes. And wherever you place your attention, you place your power. So where will you place yours? On fear, doubt, the scrolling abyss of endless noise, or on your breath, your truth, your higher self calling you to rise? It's your choice. It always has been. I want you to leave this video remembering one thing. You are the silent revolution. You are the force they can't see coming. Not because you're loud, but because you're aligned. Not because you're perfect, but because you're present. Now go. Breathe, move, rest, rise. Be the calm in chaos. Be the frequency in the static. Be the light no darkness can dim. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of a new way of living, of remembering who you really are, of honoring your energy as sacred. And if you felt even a flicker of truth in these words, subscribe, follow this channel, join this growing field of awakened souls, because next time we'll dive into the forgotten language of your hands and how the ancient mudras unlock the gateways of energy with just a single gesture. Until then, protect your peace, raise your frequency, and remember, you are the current, you are the storm, you are the stillness, and you are the light.